All You Need to Know is brought to you by no one. No one at all.
Welcome to All You Need to Know, the show where you hear about everything and learn about nothing. Here are your hosts, Quinn, Eaton, and DJ Pig.
Welcome into this episode of All You Need to Know. My name is Quinn Eaton. With me today for the third straight week, John Buchanan. John, how's it going?
Going pretty well, Quinn.
Good. And I think people are also going to be doing pretty well today because they're finally getting to hear your slash our slash all you need to know's top 30 golf courses in the state of Kentucky. Now, this has been a 3-week series of us working our way through the top 100 golf courses with a couple of honorable mentions or dishonorable mentions, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
And this is it. This is the top 30 golf courses, the cream of the crop. I am personally excited to go through these. I know people are probably jumping at the bit to hear this list, to get a good look at this list. And obviously, the past 2 weeks have been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of engagement with fans, them telling us, "Hey, this is the course that I've played," or "What about this course?" Chances are, if you haven't heard a course yet, it could pop up here in the last
Yeah,
30.
very well might. Uh, and going into, if you haven't listened to the first two episodes, highly recommend. You're missing out on quite a bit, but
Of course.
it's been my endeavor to play as many golf courses in the state of Kentucky as possible. So far, I've done 100 and a little bit more. Ergo, we have the top 100 list of courses in Kentucky, and it's been fun, Quinn, going through this series with you.
hmm
It's been a long run, and conveniently enough, we saved the best for last. So really
Yeah.
excited for this episode.
We've got 30 courses to go through. We've got plenty of time to go through them. And like you said, I understand if you as a listener, and I'm talking to you, you're either driving in your car or you're walking around on the sidewalk with earbuds in, or however you're listening to it, maybe chopping vegetables before dinner and you're
Mhm.
listening to the podcast. I do hope that, or watching the podcast on YouTube, but I do hope that you have watched all three parts. But I do understand why you would potentially skip to just this one to know what the top 30 courses are. But hey, you got to know the 100. If we're doing
Right.
100, you got to know the 100. You got to hear about them. And we've covered them to 100% here at All You
Yeah.
Need to Know. We like,
Some would even say it's just as important to know what number 100 is as
yes.
number one. So
That's a great point, John. But we do want to get to number one, and so I want to stop talking. I want you to stop talking so we can get to the topic transition, and then we can get to the rest of this list because I'm excited. I know people that are tuning in are excited. If you're listening or watching, thanks for staying up to date with all these episodes, this 3-part series that we've been doing. But this is the final episode in the 3-part series. This is episode 371. Today's topic, top 100 golf courses in Kentucky, 30 through number one. John, I suppose I could have just said top 30 golf courses in Kentucky, but then that doesn't necessarily work with what the other two episodes are. I think it's better to do it. I said it how I said it, and that's what we're gonna stick with, I think.
I think that is indeed what we're going to do. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, obviously, we've covered a lot of courses already, and now we are ready to dive into head first these top 30 courses. And again, John, like I said last week, this is where I don't really talk that much. This is where you go to the list, the beautiful color-coded list where you've
Mhm.
ranked every single course and you've laid out where the courses are.
Oh, yes.
It's your time to shine. John, what is the 30th ranked golf course in the state of Kentucky?
This is one for you, those that have been paying attention and following along with the YouTube series as well. You may have caught the sneak peek at this one
Ah, yes.
last week. Number
Whoops.
30, Cherry Blossom Golf Course in Georgetown, our last 8 out of 10 golf course. Solid track, good course. Um, hosted quite a few good tournaments and qualifiers. Uh, Frankly, I was a little bit let down by the place. I thought it would be better when I went. Ergo, it's not a higher score. Still a very solid golf course, a couple quirky holes. That was a good time. Number
Good.
29, uh, me and Quinn have had some discrepancy on how exactly the pronunciation of this course is. Uh, but I'm going to call it Weisinger Hills Golf Course
I think
in
that's good.
Shelbyville, an 8.1 out of 10. If you know how to pronounce that correctly, please let us know.
And is this it, John? Is this a picture of it that we're looking at here?
That is indeed it. Yeah.
There's just a big ass water tower right in the middle
There's
of
a
it.
huge water tower right in the middle of it. It's not in play at all.
That's a shame.
Uh, it is a shame. It's a solid golf course. It's kind of open, which is weird because there's still a decent amount of trees.
Hmm.
But just a solid track, really good golf course.
And anytime you've got a big item, a big building structure like that on the course, I feel like it makes it memorable. I know
Oh
that
yeah.
sounds silly, but I do know for a fact that I've played a golf course before where there's a billboard dangerously close to one of the fairways, and I think I got pretty close to hitting it whenever I hit I hooked my drive out of bounds once.
Hmm.
But I'll always remember that billboard, just as if
Yeah.
I ever played Wessinger Hills Golf Course, I would remember that water tower.
Well, funnily enough, we did mention Shelbyville Country Club in a previous episode. It also has a water tower on the course, and that
Ah,
one is in play.
I like that.
It is immediately off the right side of the second fairway.
It's like a big mini
Very
golf
easy,
course.
very easy to hit that with your tee shot. Number 28, we have Eagle Trace Course in Moorhead, 8.2 out of 10. This is the home of the Moorhead State University men's and women's golf teams. I believe they
Yes.
are the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Very surprised to see Zoysia fairways in this part of Kentucky. This is kind of getting into the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Um, Surprised to see it. Course did have a fair amount of length, which is also interesting to fit that into kind of a mountain landscape. Tree lined on a lot of parts of it, but not so much that you're getting into trouble all the time. Can still find your ball if you hit a little bit sideways. Solid
That's good.
green, solid greens, solid golf cart paths, fantastic,
Hmm.
and good clubhouse. So I had a good time out there.
Eagle Trace. All
Mhm.
right.
Next, number 27, we have the Henry County Country Club in Newcastle, an 8.2 out of 10. I do believe this is the only golf course in all of Henry County. I'm glad they made it their country club, and it's a heck of a golf course. Very surprised by how nice it was. It had the look, it had the feel. It definitely passed, quote unquote, the vibe check, I would say.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture, I believe, right here that I will throw up on the screen for those watching on YouTube. Looks beautiful.
Uh,
If this is the
I,
course you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I do think that is it. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Just kind of pops up in the landscape out of nowhere. Very different from the previous course mentioned. This is a very flat part of Kentucky. It's not Western Kentucky. It's kind of north central.
Gotcha.
Uh, but it's good views, kind of horse country. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Horse country, yeah. Hell yeah.
Moving on to another country club named after its origin county, the Oldham County Country Club in LaGrange, number 26 on our list, an 8.3 out of 10. Another place that's just a very solid track. It's very obvious they care about the course and the image. A couple of holes that are kind of quirky, get into some. I might hit into the high school if I miss hit this tee shot. I
Mm.
might crack someone's windshield if I miss this one. But of course, you can still kind of dink it around and have a good time.
Well, and you like to have stakes at a golf course, you know. You don't want to just get up there every hole and be able to hit it off the map. It's
Hmm.
good to know that if I hit this one 10 yards offline, it could go through somebody's windshield. I think that
Yeah.
that's good for the game.
Yeah, you need a little bit of excitement.
Yes, definitely.
Number 25, we have Owensboro Country Club in Owensboro, 8.3 out of 10. Played this course quite frequently. It's another one I played in high school, in State Am, State Open qualifiers, things of the like. A lot of people will say it's a very easy golf course. I tend to agree with that only because your higher skilled golfers are going to think it's a fairly easy golf course. But your more average, higher handicaps might have some challenge. They're still going to have a good time.
Hmm.
It's usually always in great condition, good fairways, good greens. Uh, just a pretty solid track.
I like Owensboro Country Club. I don't know if we had mentioned it either while we were recording or off recording, but it has three par fives on one side, right? Doesn't
Indeed,
it?
it does.
And
It
then
does. Yeah.
two par fives on the other side. So it's right. If I'm not mistaken, it's five total par fives, which is
Yeah, five
sick.
par fives. It's awesome. Yeah, you
Yeah,
love to see that. And it's still somehow a par 72.
right.
So also five par threes. Look out for that.
I
Uh,
like it. I like it. I think it's good.
and I like the course. Number 24 on our list is Paxton Park Golf Course in Paducah, 8.4 out of 10. Another golf course I've played many, many, many times, including just recently at the annual Irvin Cobb Championship. Uh, my favorite tournament every single year. You're looking at, if you're watching the YouTube episode, you're looking at the 12th hole right there.
The
Just a
drivable
fun
par
one,
four. Yeah.
supposedly drivable. Usually the prevailing wind isn't helping, and it is only drivable for your longer hitters. But guys like me and Quinn, we can get right up there to the front of the green. Quinn can bomb it, so he's probably hitting it
Hey,
over the green,
well,
probably laying back a little bit there.
I appreciate it, John. And yeah, the Irvin Cobb happened this past, well, not this past weekend, a couple weekends ago at this point.
Mhm.
But I did, there was something that I read, and let me see if I can find it. The courses was started out in 1937, and then it's Paxton Park was the first 18-hole golf course in Kentucky west of Louisville. It
Mhm. Yep.
opened in 1940, which is an interesting fun fact
Yep.
about Paxton Park.
And I believe the Irving Cobb is named after a prolific journalist and writer by the same name
Yeah, from the area.
who was from the area. He moved to New York, lived in New York for a long time, but still
Right.
claimed Paducah as his real home, which is a very cool thing. Number
So many fun
23,
facts.
tons, tons. We don't do this
Hmm.
uh, lightly, right?
That's right.
No, number 23, we have General Burnside State Park in Burnside, 8.4 out of 10.
Okay.
An awesome golf course. I will admit, I only got the chance to play the front nine out here. Wish I could have got to play the back. I didn't really need to. Saw everything I needed to see. Awesome Zoysia fairways, awesome Bermuda greens.
Hmm.
The golf
Yep.
course itself is on General Burnside Island. It's an island in the middle of the Cumberland Lake, which is sick.
Fascinating. Yeah.
It's really awesome. And it's just a great track. I think the bag has gotten out about it, or the cat's out of the bag per se, because
Hmm.
it is very busy there all the time.
State Park course.
State Park course. Number 22 on our list, another home course for me. A lot of good memories. Hopkinsville Country Club in Hopkinsville, 8.5 out of 10. Uh, After I was a member at Western Hills, which for y'all who listened is at the bottom of our list, I switched over membership to Hopkinsville Country Club. A little bit more of a challenge, a little bit higher degree quality of golf played there. They switched over to Championship TIFF Bermuda greens about 4 or 5 years ago, completely elevated absolutely every segment of that golf course. It also helped that many of the former members of Novadell Golf Links, some of you will also remember from the first episode, we mentioned that previous golf course, moved over to the country club, got tons of great new membership and funding, and they've just been knocking it out of the park with new renovations, new additions.
And for
It is
some reason I don't remember this hole, but this is Hopkinsville, right?
that is the par three fifth.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Mhm. It is
Yeah.
the teeth of the golf course really is in those greens now because they have so much
Holy
undulation,
smokes. Yeah.
multiple holes where if you are above the hole, no matter where you are on that green, just grab your wedge because you're going to be chipping it.
Yep. You're gonna
Uh,
put it off the green. I've done it. I've done it before.
it's just the way it is, just the way it goes. Carson Holmes, if you're listening, got the better of you at the club championship there not too long
Oh,
ago.
wow.
despite the fact that he was one up on me through the front nine because he shot 5 under and I shot 4 under, which is aggravating, but I'm glad I got
Getting
the better of
getting
him.
personal, John, I can tell that you internalize some of these things, but it's all tied in with the memories that you have at these courses. So that's the
Indeed, it
cool part
is.
about
And I
it.
would say if Hopkinsville had not switched over to those championship Bermuda greens, had not made those additions, it would be much lower on the list. It
Gotcha.
is a very old school country club, very short, small greens, tree lined, narrow, but it is
Mhm.
just an awesome test of golf, and you can still manage to have a good time out there.
And that's what it's all about, really.
It is. Number 21 is Gibson Bay Golf Course in Richmond, an 8.6 out of 10. Played this golf course a handful of times. It is I believe it's a municipal golf course, but it's always in fantastic shape. I thought the layout was awesome. It does present a decent challenge even for your skilled golfer. A lot of good tournaments played out there, and just a very solid golf course in my
Now,
opinion.
and we've been sticklers about this. Is there a Gibson Bay that you can see while you're playing this course?
Well, see, the thing is, it's not a bay because technically a bay is like an inlet from a larger body of water,
Right.
which I would think to be like an ocean or a very large lake.
Uh-huh.
The bay in question is just a lake itself.
Gotcha.
I
So
don't really think there is a bay.
they're kind of stretching the truth a bit, naming it Gibson
Yeah,
Bay, but that's besides the point. Still a good golf course.
still a good golf course. Number 20 on our list is Indian Hills Country Club in Bowling Green, an 8.6 out of 10. Um, Play this course a handful of times. Very solid track. It can get very difficult in the summer, especially nowadays. If our listeners remember, there were a series of tornadoes that went through the western part of our state back in December of 2021. One of those tornadoes did hit Bowling Green and did take down quite a few trees at Indian Hills
Mm,
Country Club. Um,
you hate to see it.
Plays like a very different golf course these days, a lot more wide open.
So
Fairways get
this
a lot more baked out.
so this would be an older picture. Maybe some of these trees are no longer there.
I believe it would be an older picture. It was a significant portion of trees on the course,
Yeah.
but it still stayed in great shape. Awesome greens with a lot of undulation, good roll on them, and fantastic clubhouse amenities and staff. Just
Hmm.
absolutely premier. Number 19, we've cracked a top 20 here.
Wow. Here we go.
Number 19, the My Old Kentucky Home Golf Course in Bardstown, 8.7 out of 10. This is another state park course. Um, what else to say? It's awesome public golf course access in the bourbon capital of the world. I don't know
Right.
how many of our listeners enjoy bourbon. Quite frankly, I've come to enjoy it quite a bit in my time since moving to central Kentucky.
Hmm.
And it is a gorgeous golf course in the middle of this town. And somehow you go from a few holes on the front nine where you can literally see the Heaven Hill bottling plant, which is an awesome thing to be able to see. And then 2 holes later, you're just in the middle of a lush Kentucky forest. It's an awesome thing to view. I will
Yeah.
say it's probably not going to be in the best shape of your life, but the layout is just crazy good, you
And
know?
I've only driven past it. I've never played it, and it's always looked. I think there's maybe a par three by the road or something that
Hmm.
I've always driven by. Um, so next time I'm in Bardstown, I'll make an effort to go play my old Kentucky home because I've heard
It's
good things
definitely.
about it, and obviously it's ranked pretty highly. You've got an 8.7 out of 10. I mean
Hmm.
that's not messing around. The only course actually that's ranked 8.7 out of 10 on your
Hmm.
list.
Indeed. It's definitely worth the effort. Moving on, number 18, we have AJ Jolly Golf Course in Alexandria, 8.8 out of 10. Another golf course, unfortunately, I only could play the front nine. I ran out of time in the day. Um, Despite that, I went out and played it, and it was so wonderfully manicured. It
Mm,
looked so picturesque. It really did look like a paint. We had a course last episode that looked like a painting, the pictures of
that's
it
right.
online. This one legitimately looked like a painting standing on some of those tee boxes. Uh, Kind of reminiscent. I'm gonna get some flack for this one. Kind of reminiscent of Augusta National at times, where
Wow.
it's hard to believe that this is a place you can go and play. Now, almost none of us can actually go play Augusta. You can go play AJ Jolly Golf Course.
And a
It was absolutely gorgeous.
great name for a
Oh
course. I'm
yeah.
assuming AJ Jolly was maybe someone like a person. or am I
I would
wrong?
assume so.
Okay.
I didn't look into it too
Well,
deeply. There is a bigger park attached to the course with the same name, so I'm not sure what the deal is there.
I'll see what it looks like. It's potentially named after Andrew J. Jolly, a former Campbell County Judge Executive.
That
So
might be
we'll just
that
go with
might be the
that.
connection. Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Number 17, going back to Bardstown, we have Bardstown Country Club, an 8.8 out of 10. Another just beautiful golf course. That's a wonderful look at, I believe that is the seventh hole, par three
Yeah,
down the hill over
something like
water.
that. One of their signature holes. They've got a couple par threes that are just breathtaking. And by
Absolutely.
that I mean like you're standing on the tee box, you can't breathe because you know you have to hit the shot. And
I,
I've
it's
I've stood
beautiful though.
I've stood over a ball at Bardstown Country Club a very long time, thinking a lot about where my ball was going to go, and it ended up in
Hmm.
the water for the
Yeah.
most part.
I will say my ball on that hole did end up in the water. Managed to get up and down for bogey. Pretty happy
That's
about
good.
that. Um, This one's just a tick better than the my old Kentucky home, just for the fact that they had better pro shop, better clubhouse, better cart paths, just a slight. If you're in Bardstown, good golf in Bardstown. I tell you what,
Yeah,
you're not going to miss out.
and it used to
And
be.
you can get out to Bardstown. It is public access as well.
And if I'm mistaken, it used to be, if it still might be actually, the home of the like Kentucky Junior Amateur because that's I used to play that course every year,
Hmm.
and I think and then there's some tough holes out there, and I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know if it's still held there anymore, but it was at one point. Um,
I'm certain of that as well. Yeah.
and I have a story there. Well, I won't tell the whole story, but there are some big fox squirrels on that course.
Hmm.
That's all I'll say. And I remember I was playing with another kid who was struggling, shooting in the 120s, and he was up to putt and saw a fox squirrel by the green, and he yelled to his dad, "Hey, Dad, come look at this squirrel." And his father, who had watched him hit the ball over 100 times at that point, yelled back, "Son, putt." And that's that father-son relationship that comes out that only Bardstown Country Club can bring out. Uh,
Hmm.
that's 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 something that I'll always remember.
Oh yeah, gotta love it. Moving on, number 16 on our list, we have the Cullen at Mineral Mounds in Edaville, Kentucky, an 8.8 out of 10. Another state park course, an absolute Western Kentucky gem. Um, and Quinn, I'd be remiss, I'm sure you would be remiss as well if we did not mention the naming of this course,
Yes.
is to uh, commemorate the name of a fellow Western Kentucky golfer we grew up playing with. He played 1 year at the University of Kentucky, unfortunately, passed due to cancer. That would be Cullen Brown. Just a fantastic human being, a fantastic
Yes.
person in the game of golf, especially in Western Kentucky. And I do believe Mineral Mounds was his home course growing
Hmm.
up.
Yeah, I had the absolute pleasure of being friends with Cullen Brown. Just sometimes you hear people talk about someone being a light. Um, I mean, if there's anything stronger, like Cullen was the sun. He was just such a bright character all around, and obviously just such a tragic loss. For everybody. I mean,
Hmm.
his friends, family, and the game of golf in Kentucky. And so it was only right that they renamed the course the Cullen at Mineral. It used to be known as Mineral Mounds Golf Course or something like that. And Cullen is a legend, and now
Hmm.
he'll forever be known that because the Cullen at Mineral Mounds will forever be there. So
Yeah.
definitely a great course. I love playing it. It's hard. Take your bug spray.
Hmm.
But man, yeah, it's a challenging course, and obviously, yeah, it was Cullen's home course, and that I think explains if you play that course all the time, you're going to be pretty good at golf. And Cullen
Oh
was
yeah.
was definitely exceptional at golf.
Very difficult track, but some very unbeatable views
Hmm.
of I believe it is Lake Barkley that you can get while out there. Um, and just shout out the guy, Colin Brown.
That's right.
On to number 15, we have the Peninsula Golf Resort in, I believe, Bergen is how that's pronounced in Kentucky.
Bergen.
Another 8.8 out of 10. Fun fact about Peninsula Golf Resort, it is one of only two Pete Dye designed golf courses in the entire state of Kentucky.
Wow.
For our avid golfers listening right now, I'm sure the rest of you can guess what the other Pete Dye designed golf course is. It is further up on this list, so that's a good treat to look forward to. Um, I mentioned, I think, in the first episode about Deer Lakes Golf Course in Salem
Mm.
being in the top five courses with the most potential. Peninsula Golf Resort is probably number one.
Wow.
That's simply for the fact that it is a Pete Dye design course, and it's very evident when you go out there that it's lost a bit of its former glory. But it is classic Pete Dye. You stand up on those tee boxes and you're thinking, I can't hit my drive anywhere. I can't miss. I have to hit a perfect tee shot. That's almost never the case with Pete. He's always very generous with his landing zones. It can be a great challenge if you're a skilled golfer playing from the tips. But if you're average, high handicapper and you want to go from the second tees or third tees back, you're going to have an awesome time. The real detractor to this place is that it is kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Mm.
It's a resort course, not a state park course, so you can do stay and play packages. It's just going to take you a while to get out there.
Yeah. And I popped up a picture of the clubhouse. It looks like an old farmhouse or something. It's
hmm
beautiful.
I do believe that was the intent. It certainly looks like an area that was owned for a long time by a family. They stole the land, and Pete Dye just did his magic with it.
Yeah.
Moving on, number 14, our last golf course in the 8 out of 10 range, our last golf course with the blue color code. So this is the last of the just solid courses. We're about to get to the really great ones, but that
Hmm.
is Greenbrier Golf and Country Club in Lexington, an 8.9 out of 10. A very classic, good golf course. Uh, it was so close to being a 9. It just the layout was somewhat meh. It was lacking some pizzazz, It needed a
Yeah.
little bit more interesting to it. Great clubhouse, great cart paths, great staff. Had a good time. I played a scramble out there, ended up winning it. I talk a lot about good memories on this list.
Hmm.
It's good to have good memories. Trust me, there are plenty of bad ones with some of these
Yeah.
courses. But just a great course. Difficult to get out there. It is private. So if you do get a chance to play a scramble or something like that, you're going to have a great
Oh,
time.
okay. So you got out there on a scramble. I was going to ask, well, what was your connection? But there we go.
Yeah, it was a scramble. Uh, Number 13, our first 9 out of 10 is Audubon Country Club in Louisville.
Wow. Audubon or Audubon?
I'm going to say Audubon.
Either
I'm not
one?
sure which it is. It's right adjacent to Audubon City Park, which is a city, not a park. Very
Yep.
weird to me.
Hmm.
Uh, Another course that was just really solid, definitely very challenging. Some of the greens had some crazy slope and undulation on them. But great fairways, great greens. Rough is solid. I like a rough that is penal.
Great. Yeah. Great use of the word.
I like a rough that's penal,
Hmm.
but not so much that you're losing a stroke if you get in it, or gonna have a stroke if you get in it.
And I've played this course before, but it's been a long time. But I do remember it being very challenging, but one of those courses where you were rewarded if you hit good shots,
Oh, certainly,
and then obviously, like you said, penalized, if
very
you will,
penal. Yeah, very penal
if you hit it
course.
off track.
Mhm. Our 12th ranked course now is the Dale Hollow Lake Golf Course in Burkesville. Another 9 out of 10. It is located at Dale Hollow Lake State Park. Uh, some I've seen reported in various lists in publications that this is one of, if not the best public golf course in the state of Kentucky.
Okay.
I understand that it's great conditions, Zoysia fairways, bent green, well, yeah, bent greens still, fantastic layout. Another just you feel like you're in the deepest parts of the Kentucky forest natural landscape, and yet somehow there's a wonderful golf course carved into it. fantastic views. But like a state park golf course, while challenging at times, it can still be a lot of fun and very forgiving.
And I just want to throw this picture up real quick because, I wasn't going to, but then I looked it up. Look at this. I mean,
Absolutely.
gorgeous, gorgeous. And they
I
took
believe
this
that is
video.
the par 5 14th
And they
right
took
there.
this video with, the fog and steam rolling off the water.
Hmm.
Looks like a very challenging tee shot. And then you've got a beautiful view. I love a good view at a golf course.
Hmm.
I'm a sucker for a good view at a golf course. I'll say
You
that.
know, it's one of those places where they could certainly pick from about 8 or 9 different holes to be their signature hole. There's just
Hmm.
that much
Wow.
cool holes out there.
Hmm.
Number 11 on our list is the Pearl Club in Owensboro. Another 9 out of 10. Another course that is a bit rough around the edges, but you're going to have so much fun playing it, you're really not going to care. Even from the first hole, which has such a quirky tee shot, uh, really, to be honest, no bailout on it. But if you just hit something, like a 3 wood or even a hybrid out there, you're still going to have a middle iron into the green, and it's a good start. Second hole is challenging, third hole is challenging, but fourth and fifth, a little bit easier. Sixth hole, a little bit easier. And it just has a way of presenting a challenge without being overwhelming.
Yeah. And a name like the Pearl Club, you expect some high class golf, I think.
Cool. Yeah.
So it's cool to see that it
Hmm.
is, I mean, it's up there in your rankings.
It
Didn't
is
crack it
solid.
didn't crack the top 10, but it's
Nope.
close. It's knocking on the
It's very
door.
close. And we're running into another situation where I have quite a few 9 out of 10s. But for those who didn't get to hear it last episode, when I put them in the rankings in these certain positions, I'm asking myself, would I rather play this course or that course? So in this instance, the Pearl Club is above Dale Hollow Lake Golf Course with the same rating. Would I rather play the Pro Club over Dale Hollow? That's a yes, because the Pro Club is easy to get to and Dale Hollow is not.
Makes sense to
Even
me.
though,
Yeah.
even though they have the same rating, I think both are exceptional courses and
Makes
both
sense
are
to
very
me.
worthy of going out and playing them if you can.
Hmm.
Finally, moving on to our top 10 golf courses. We finally made it.
That's right. Top 10, everybody.
Starting off with number 10, Heritage Hill Golf Club in Shepherdsville, another 9 out of 10. Heard from many different sources, golfers and non-golfers, that this was an awesome golf course. All of them were correct. Had a blast out there playing. Every single tee shot, I was thinking this is a fantastic golf course, beautifully laid out, decent mix of challenge and fun. Quinn's pulling up a picture now of a signature par three they have out there. I forget if it's the second or the
Gorgeous.
third hole. Your classic risk reward kind of short par three. I believe it was about 155 from the tips when I played it. Uh, you're having a short to mid iron in your hand. Are you going to go flag hunting? Are you going for center of green? Are you going to
Mm.
hit it short in the bunker?
Looks
Or are
like
you going to hit it even shorter in some water?
you could hit it long, bounce it off those that wall. I don't know. I mean, that might be the play. Could be the
World
move.
of opportunities. You could lay up short right into a little bit of fairway they have that seems to be there for no reason.
Hmm.
Just a fantastic place with plenty of challenge, but also just a lot of fun to go out there and play. Moving on, number 9 on our list. Going to get a lot of flack for this one. I know there's some animosity surrounding this golf course. It's Persimmon Ridge Golf Club in Louisville. Another 9 out of 10. Quite a few high-end amateur golf tournaments played at Persimmon Ridge. I believe a couple of Kentucky Opens as well. This gave quite a few of our peers some fits through the years, gave me some fits through the years, but I can't deny that it is a very well thought out, very well structured golf course with plenty of challenge. But another place where if you get on a roll and you're hitting good golf shots, you're likely to be rewarded.
Yeah, and I think I've played this one before, and I would know if I went out there. I don't necessarily, most of the time I jog my memory by pulling up a picture. I mean,
Hmm.
I think I might have played at this course. I've definitely played a lot of the courses in Louisville, so
Hmm.
uh, I can't say anything about it, so I'll shut up and I'll let
Hmm.
you keep talking, John.
Yeah, for those watching the YouTube, I believe he pulled up a picture of I think it's either the third or the fourth hole. It's a split fairway par five. You can go left or right. If you go down the middle, you're going to be in some rough. Uh, Very risk reward hole in and of itself. A lot of the golf courses like that. I would say they don't really have a signature hole, but maybe a signature green, which is the fact that the 16th and the 18th are a shared green, which
Ah,
is a lot of fun. 16 is a par four. A lot of people just hit like an iron off the tee and then have a wedge into the green. 18 is a par five. Uh, a lot of people have a long iron or wood into that green, so plenty of risk reward again. Um, and there is an element on that green where you could very well hit your second on 18 on the 16th portion. It adds a little bit of flair to the place, you know?
I know, John. I know.
Yeah, fantastic. Moving on, number eight is Kearney Hill Golf Course in Lexington, another 9 out of 10. For those of you that are keen to what I was talking about when I mentioned the Peninsula Golf Resort, this is the second Pete Dye designed golf course in the state of Kentucky. It is a city course here in Lexington. I don't know why it's such a good golf course if it's a city course. They used to host senior tour PGA events out there, many other illustrious tournaments. If you were a listener in the first episode, I mentioned Akshay Bhatia had played on one of our golf courses on this list. This was the golf course. It was some major nationwide junior golf tournament that apparently Akshay played in out here. Um, it is my favorite golf course here in Lexington, obviously. It's another classic Pete Dye design. You can see the bulkheads surrounding the pond there. It's always in great condition. Um, they do water the place extensively, so it is always pretty soft out there. They did host I believe it was a state open out there a few years back, and they did let it firm up a bit, and that's when the teeth of the course really came out.
Yeah.
Uh, so just another place where on every tee box you're standing there thinking, this looks awesome. This looks very challenging. Pete Dye, he's going to give you a break here and there, you know?
Probably one of the windiest courses I've ever played. It's always gusting 30 to 40
Hmm.
miles per hour out there, it seems like. And then there's also what, like a little horse cemetery on the first hole, if I'm not
There
mistaken.
is. I don't know if it's a horse cemetery or if it's a Native American cemetery, but there is a very
Yeah.
small grouping of trees on the first tee that is fenced off to players. You do get a free drop if you manage to hit your ball in there.
And I have. I've
Uh,
gotten a free drop out of the graveyard or whatever it
mhm.
is. And you pay your respects. If you get a free
Of
drop,
course.
you pay your respects to those who lie there resting eternally,
Hmm.
obviously, because they helped you get out from behind a tree, which is always
Yeah.
a plus.
Yeah. And again, just another course worthy of great status because it can be from the tips. And when that wind is blowing, a very difficult challenge for your skilled golfer. Most of the time, they're going to put the tees up a box or two and make it a little bit easier on everybody. Just a lot of fun.
I've hit a good drive there before, dead into the wind, and it maybe went 150 yards.
Oh, yeah, I definitely have done that same thing.
It's nuts, but it is a
Yep.
good course. I will agree.
Yep. Moving on, number seven, the Golf Club at Widow's Watch in Nicholasville, a 9.1 out of 10. This one's interesting because if you look at it just on like Google Earth or maps, it looks like it is part of the Keen Trace group of golf courses. It's not. It's separate from those. It's divided by like a fence, like one line of trees. Like you can see the other golf course across a road. Um, they don't have a website or anything like that. No online booking tee times. You have to call or just show up,
Old
which
school.
is very interesting, very old school. It is an awesome golf course. It's a fantastic layout. It's in fantastic condition, but it has that, kind of hometown feel. Their clubhouse is really old, not much to talk about. Uh, but you just feel very relaxed there. You feel like you're getting a high quality golf experience without having to put on a polo shirt. I don't think they
Mm,
require that out there, which is
wow.
just it's an awesome thing,
Okay. That's for that kind of course to crack the top 10, John.
Hmm.
Um, any if there was any criticism of that choice, what would you say to those people?
Go and play it.
Okay.
It's golf is a game that was historically just for, the very rich and elegant and very posh. Nowadays, for the majority of people, it's just an excuse to drink a lot of alcohol.
Mm,
Uh, this place has been able to have an elevated golfing experience while also saying, hey, if you do want to come out and throw back nine or 10 or a million brewskis, you can.
that's awesome.
Um,
I like
Probably still
that.
going to get kicked off the course, but we're not going to stop you. Moving on to number six, getting down in the nitty gritty, we have Eagle Ridge Golf Course in Louisa, a 9.1 out of 10. This is the Yatesville Lake State Park Golf Course, another course deep in eastern Kentucky. And it's rated this high because Quinn, quite frankly, it is the most beautiful golf course I have ever played.
Wow. Is this accurate here, this
It's
13th
that
hole?
is accurate. Yeah, very accurate.
Wow. Yeah, that looks gorgeous. I haven't.
It is just fantastic. Again, it's a state park course, so it's not in like amazing, perfectly manicured shape. For where it is, and the fact that being a state park course, it is pretty darn well manicured, I
And
will
it's
say.
not and it's not always about being pristine. This isn't the top 100 best manicured golf courses. This is top 100 golf courses. There's many things that go into it.
Hmm.
And visually, having fun playing it, that's
Hmm.
important. And I mean, just looking at some pictures there, it looks like Eagle Ridge Golf Course would be one that would be a memorable golf course to play.
It is absolutely stunning. Loved every second I was out there. If I didn't live 2 hours away from it, I would be playing it every single day. It's just that much fun.
Hmm.
Finally, into our top five golf courses. If
Top
I had
five.
anything to say about these top five courses, if you can manage to get out to any one of these, do it in a heartbeat, make your next golf trip out of it. All of these are very much worth the time, the expense, and the effort. Starting off, number five is the Country Club of Paducah in Paducah, a 9.3 out of 10. Quinn, you and I played this course many times.
It's
One
hard.
fun, one fun story about the first time I played it, I believe was when I was junior in high school, and I had a very bad case of the Spanish fades, otherwise known as the shanks,
Hmm.
and I shot 111. So putting three ones on the end of a scorecard, not exactly the way I wanted to do it, uh, but it was worthy of that score because it's a very difficult golf
Yeah,
course.
you can fire. I think anybody on any given day could fire 100. Even
Hmm.
even some of your best golfers. It is a more challenging course. I don't want to give anything away. I'm seeing these other courses, and I think I've played those as well.
Hmm.
That are higher on the list. I would say
Yeah.
this is the most challenging of the courses that are remaining. So maybe
Yeah.
that is why it kind of fell a little bit because it's always in great shape.
Yeah.
And there are some really fun holes out there.
Oh, definitely.
But I can't tell you how many times I've walked into the parking lot of that golf course after I'm done and said, man, that course kicked my butt.
Hmm. I would say it's a little bit lower than these next four courses because there are a couple of very quirky holes that don't fit with the balance of the rest of the course.
Hmm.
I'm thinking of that one really short par four on the back nine. I forget if it's number 15 or number 16. On paper, as the crow flies, probably drivable for some of your longer hitters. Not worth it at all. So everyone's hitting a hybrid or a long iron into the fairway, and then it's still a ridiculously hard wedge shot after that. I understand it's trying to be hard, but if you're throwing a gimme hole to people here and there, make it to where it is actually a gimme half the
Yep.
time. Uh,
Yeah, I agree.
so there's a couple holes like that.
There's a weird hole too, I think on the front, or I'm not sure, but it's like you got to hit an iron off the tee and then you've got a long iron into the
Hmm.
green and it's very narrow and there's out
I
of
think
bounds on
that's
both sides.
I think that's number five. It is a par five, and it's such a sharp dog leg. It's almost 90 degrees dog leg left. You can hit driver, but you are going to have to hit it through some trees. And if you're a lefty, you're hitting a big slice. If you're a righty, you're hitting a big hook. Not really worth the risk at all. OB all down the left side. So yeah, most guys are hitting a hybrid or an iron off the tee, and then they have another long shot with a carryover water to the green. If you play iron, wedge, not that difficult of a par five, but of course, a lot of your skilled golfers are going to want to give it a crack at going for it in two. Moving on then to number four is the Keene Run course at Keene Trace Golf Club in Nicholasville, a 9.4 out of 10. I only played this course a couple of times in a junior golf tournament. I forget exactly what for. I qualified for something, and my dad was like, "Well, I guess we're gonna go play it." And I was like, "Okay, sounds fun." And I did have fun. It was an awesome golf course. I played terribly, but it was a sick course. Another one of those places where it's very visually intimidating, uh, but you can still get away with a lot of wayward shots. Another place that does reward the good shots more often than not.
I'm
Uh,
seeing on this picture that I just pulled up, it's like you've got the green and then you've got a first cut, you've got a second cut, even a
mhm.
third cut. So if you like different cuts, then Keen Run at Keen Trace or
Yeah.
whatever. Keen Trace Golf Club, Run course might be the one for you.
Quick tip for those just getting into the game of golf. If you go to a course that has multiple different cuts of rough, that's how you know you're at a good golf course.
That's
A lot
true.
of places just kind of do fairway then rough, and that's about it. So
Yep.
if there's more than two cuts, you're at a great place.
Good tip.
Moving on then to number three on our list, Park Mammoth Golf Club in Park City, a 9.6 out of 10. This is another course I've seen many times. Places like Golf Digest, Golf Week, Kentucky Golf Publications. This course has been ranked within the top five golf courses in the state, and I believe nationally recognized as one of the better new golf courses in the country since it opened a handful of years ago.
I think
Just
this is before they built this picture that I just threw up is the one that they before they built their clubhouse.
mhm,
The clubhouse sits up on the top of this hill
yeah.
here.
So
Uh,
this is the 18th hole we're looking at right
yes,
now if you're watching on YouTube.
and I have played that course once,
Hmm.
and it might be the most fun I've had golfing in a long time. This
It
was in the
is.
last couple of years that I played it, and it was just such a fun course to play.
Hmm.
And you could hit some off the map, and it was okay, but it was still visually it felt like it was kind of tight.
Hmm.
I'm serious, like I cannot recommend it enough. It's near Bowling Green.
Yeah.
It's technically Park City. But yeah, if you're ever in Bowling Green, look
It's
it up and try to get a tee time because I'm telling you, it is the most fun
hmm
course I think I've played.
right off of I-65, not too
Yeah,
hard to get to at all. Uh, like it's a very unique design to Kentucky. There's hardly any other golf course in the state that looks anywhere close to what this looks like. Very ambitious of them to design this course. There was a course there previously that was very tree lined, used kind of the natural landscape. They said, let's clear out all the trees, most of the trees. Let's add in some fescue. Let's have these awesome zoysia fairways that are massive. And it's a short course. I believe it's less than 6,200 yards from the tips. The meat of the course is in the greens. They're massive greens. I think they always run in the double digits on the stent meter. Tons of undulation. For your skilled golfers, a lot of them are going to feel like they can go out there and shoot the course record. Good luck. You better
mm,
have a very good putting day. And then there are some holes with some teeth. From playing from the tips, there are two par threes that play over 200 yards.
yep, they're
Can
tough.
be very difficult, kind of tough. There is some elevation change out there, but it is just so much fun to play. And the clubhouse that they did manage to build, one of the nicest clubhouses I've ever been in.
Beautiful.
Fantastic staff experience too. Just a
And if
great course.
logos and merchandise mean anything to you, they have such a cool Park Mammoth. It's a woolly
Hmm.
mammoth, and it's all over their stuff in their pro shop. Which last time I played there, the pro shop was a little like double wide trailer. I know that
Hmm.
the pro shop now is in the beautiful clubhouse that they've built, but
I highly recommend going back to that, see that clubhouse, Quinn.
yeah,
Yeah.
I will. I'll get there. But I'll probably won't be able to get a tea time because everybody that's listening to this episode is going to be like, well, I'm going to play Park Mammoth.
Yeah. I will say, might be a bit cost prohibitive for some. They do use dynamic pricing, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So if you want a tea time, better get one a few weeks out when that price is a little bit cheaper. Moving on then, our number two golf course. This was for many years my favorite golf course in the state of Kentucky. I played it in my junior golf days. I thought there's going to be nothing that can match the blend of awesome manicure, awesome layout, cool clubhouse, cool staff, cool carts, uh, mix of challenge, but also just like, wow, this looks cool. Like I'm having fun just being out here on
mm,
this golf course. That would be the University of Louisville Cardinal Club in Simpsonville, another 9.6 out of 10. I've
it's a
only played this
beautiful
course
course.
three times. It was a 3-day golf tournament, junior golf. Uh, and I don't know if the junior golf tour I was on was worthy of how challenging and how awesome this golf course was. There were some really good scores from some good players out there. Uh, but it was, I mean, what a challenge. I think I shot even par in the second round, and it might have been the round of my life at that point. Uh, just fantastic. They have bent grass greens and bent grass fairways. For those of you that haven't played on bent grass fairways that are perfectly manicured like that, it's like hitting off of velvet. I mean, it's
Mm.
fantastic experience.
And I don't mean to toot my own horn, John, but I have won a tournament at this course before.
Oh wow.
Whenever I was a lot younger, and obviously I'm a Louisville fan, so in my
Hmm.
head I was like, well, that's the ticket. They'll keep it on record that I won a tournament here, and I'll get a an offer from the University of Louisville anytime now. That never happened, but I have the memory stored away of playing the Cardinal Club, and like I'll second everything that you said. It's been a long time since I've played it, but it's beautiful facilities. Fairways are perfect. Greens, I remember, rolled fast, but they also rolled
Hmm.
true. And I think that
Yep.
that's an important distinction. Is like you can have a green that rolls fast, and you feel like if started on the right line, it should go in, and it doesn't. And
Hmm.
and I don't think you come across greens all that often that are quick, but they
Hmm.
also roll really true.
Yep.
And I think that the Cardinal Club is one of those courses.
It definitely is. It does have, I think, one hole to be a detractor. I think it might be the 13th par four, something like that. A bit of a dogleg right, water all down the left side, but the fairway slopes so severely from right to left, you almost have to land it in the right rough in
Hmm.
order to get the ball to stay in play. Maybe just let that fairway grow up a little bit higher, or maybe just do some cosmetic work there, maybe bring the slope down a little bit. That's really the only detractor I have for the entire course. I enjoyed every single day I played out there. Just an awesome place. I do hope I get to go back out and play it again sometime.
Go Cards as
Go
well.
cards.
And
And
this is
Quinn, we
it.
finally we
This is
finally done
it.
it. We finally made it to the end of the series, the end of the top 100 list, finishing at number one. Uh, this golf course made me readjust uh, pretty much the entire point system. Because again, for the longest time, I thought the Cardinal Club was going to remain in that number one spot. I had it ranked at a higher number. I believe I had it at a 9.8 at one point.
Hmm.
And this golf course made me rethink all of that. And I'll
Wow.
say it did help that I had gotten some other experience playing some nicer golf courses not in Kentucky
Hmm.
and where those courses landed on my point system. And so, without further ado, number one, Neville Mead Golf Club in Prospect, 9.7 out of 10. Uh, that picture looks like it's in Scotland. It's not, it's in Kentucky, if you can believe it. Uh, I don't really know where to begin. It's got an awesome looking clubhouse. Again, looks like an old uh, horse farm, uh, cottage style house. They have fantastic facilities, fantastic staff. Start to finish, I could tell the course wasn't in tip-top shape. I did play it during the off season, um, but it was still just in awesome condition. I couldn't understand how it was still in such good shape, even though it was the off season. Greens were near perfect, fairways were near perfect. Another place with multiple cuts of rough. I forget which hole that is, but it's a drivable par four. But it's the perfect one in that it's so risk reward that the only way you get rewarded for going for it is if you hit the green. If you
Mm,
bail out to the right and you're still in the fairway, you have an almost impossible chip shot onto that green. Just awesome course design right there, right? And there's so many holes out there like that. Uh, it's just a pleasure from start to finish. You're going to get that extreme challenge if you're playing from the tips and trying to be a skilled golfer. You move it up a few tee boxes, you're going to have a blast with your buddies, right?
mm.
Uh, and it's public. One thing I wanted to note about this top five list is that only two of the top five are public access courses. The other three, the Cardinal Club, Keene Trace Golf Club, and the Country Club Paducah, are all private courses. A lot of the courses in this 9 to 10 range are private. It's very difficult to find a course in such great condition with such awesome experience that is public access. And, I couldn't be happier that a public golf course gets to the top of this ranking list.
That is a plus because people that have tuned in can go and seek out Neville Mead Golf Club, or they can go and seek out Park Mammoth, and then they can try to call in as many favors as they can with the other three that are in the top five. Um, it's a great list, John. I am blown away that you have done all of these rankings, that you've kept track of all of this information and all of these different tidbits about each course. I do have to mention, and I think I mentioned it in the first episode,
Hmm.
that two courses that you haven't played, but you might get to play at some point, Valhalla in Louisville
Hmm.
and Old Stone in Bowling Green.
Yeah.
I have played, we've both seen Valhalla, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, but we
Hmm.
haven't played it. I think most people would consider that to be one of the top golf courses in Kentucky, and Old Stone as well is right
Hmm.
up there. Now this is your list, but I would imagine Old Stone would fall somewhere in the top five if I had to guess. But obviously, once you play it, you'll be able
Right.
to rank it yourself. Um, but it's a hell of a list, John.
Hmm.
And let me do some. You can talk a little bit about your top five or just the list in general while I get some stuff ready to share on the screen if you want to. But I'm very impressed. And if anything, you have given people the tools to now
Hmm.
go out and seek out their own golf courses in Kentucky
Oh,
to
yes.
play, or maybe even make their own list. You never
Oh, yeah.
know.
Well, it's a great point you make. I haven't played the illustrious courses. I mentioned how Park Mammoth had made multiple kind of top five lists from national publications. That five list included courses like Valhalla and like Old Stone, or even here in Lexington where I live, Idle Hour Country Club, which for the longest time did not let any media onto the course to review it. Had
Hmm.
just recently started doing that, and when you know it, it's up there in the ranks with Old Stone and Valhalla. This is a great chance for those listening. If you know of a golf course in Kentucky that you absolutely love, that you think would knock out any course on this list, let me know, let Quinn know. If it's a private course and you have a membership or you have the connection,
I see.
get me
Yes.
out there if you want that ranking, man.
That's what
Uh,
this was all about, John. This is just you getting it out there so you can play some of these courses, huh?
Absolutely not. I am dedicated to ranking as many as I can in the state of Kentucky. I've done 106 so far, 105 that are still playable. That leaves 124 still for me yet to play.
Yes. And we worked through the 30 that you have played. And I'll go through this. I'll just scroll through here so people can see it, so people can see the color coding and the rankings. It's now I want to go play Park Mammoth again. I want to go play some of these courses that you've mentioned. I think people are going to have a similar experience as they listen to this. And I fortunately have access to this map here.
Mhm.
Other people, you would recommend them to just search golf courses. And you're
Mhm.
saying that you at some point have just gotten on Google Maps and said, "Let me see if I can find a golf course."
Yeah.
It's an adventurous way to do it. And going through this list that you have crafted and carefully calculated has been an adventure in itself. So the top course in Kentucky is Neville Mead Golf Club. Some close runners up, but if you ain't first, you're last, right? U of L
Hmm.
Cardinal Club, Park Mammoth Golf Club, Keene Trace Golf Club, Keene Run, and Country Club of Paducah. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of great courses. We just went through 30 great courses.
Oh yeah.
You would not go wrong playing at any of these, and John can attest to that. But John, it's been 3 weeks that we've been going through this.
3 weeks. Yeah.
Closing statements from John Buchanan, who came up with this list himself.
First and foremost, thank you, Quinn Eaton. Thank you, AY and 2K. I
Mm,
cannot think of a better platform to get this ranking list out. Again, if you didn't listen to it in the first episode, it really came about because there was no definitive ranking list for Kentucky golf courses, and any of the ones that I tried to search for would stop at about 15 or 20. And I just felt like that wasn't doing the game of golf in Kentucky enough justice. And I just, I love traveling the state and finding these hidden gems. Every time I go out to a new course, I never know if I'm going to get one that I never want to play again, or if I'm going to get one that I wish I was a member at and could play every day. So it is a very exciting process. And hopefully, maybe in a year or two, maybe there'll be another 100 courses added, and maybe this top 100 list could be completely different.
right.
Who's to say?
And all you need to know will be here to work through that when that time comes. But I think people are going to be able to use this list, reference it. You've kind of done the gritty work. You've gotten your hands dirty getting out there at some courses that suck and also
Oh,
some
yes.
courses that are really nice. And now people are going to know where to go. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. You're helping out golfers in Kentucky, and golf in the state of Kentucky is great.
Yeah.
I think we both grew up playing a lot of golf in the state of Kentucky, and there's nothing like it. And there's plenty of golf
No.
courses to go around, as we found out. But that ends our three-part series ranking the top 100 golf courses in Kentucky. It makes me kind of sad to think that next week I won't be able to talk golf courses with you, John. But like John said, if anybody has any recommendations, if anybody has any, let's just say, access to some courses that we didn't talk about, send
Hmm.
us an email at all you need, the number 2no00 at gmail.com, or reach out to me, reach out to John, and we'd be happy to go out there and play that course. But John, that's it. That's all she wrote. So I guess
Absolutely wonderful.
we have to say sayonara to this three-part series. It's been a blast. I think people have enjoyed it, and people know where to go to play golf in the state of Kentucky. But that's going to do it for this episode, this series. My name is Quinn Eaton,
And my name is John Buchanan.
and this has been All You Need to Know.
This has been All You Need to Know. If you have a topic you would like to hear about, message us on Twitter or Facebook, or send us an email at allyouneed2no00@gmail.com. Rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, and tune in every Wednesday because here at AYN2K, we've got you covered.